Well, hello everybody, and welcome to What's Cooking with Dr. Cook. We are joined today by a very special guest. It is Deanna
Woo!
Salles-Freeman, woohoo, who's not only one of our wonderful Food Guides contributors, but she is also a life and health coach and another fireside creator and host of the Laughter After Trauma show. So, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a lot different from our cooking show.
You're mobile today. You're just going.
I, I am, I am turning and burning.
Turning and burning.
It's a
Well,
day.
that's good. It's
That's right.
flexible.
That's right. The beauty of it is it's a mobile app. It's on my phone. So there we are.
One of the pluses for sure. Definitely. Well, this is a great show. I've been wanting to just talk to you about all the great things that you've been writing because tis the season. Tis the season for it. So we're going to highlight some health and wellness. I've been thinking about one of the pieces that you wrote about a lot lately because we're going into the holiday season, and one of the articles that you wrote was called like the mid-year review. And I feel like it's
Yeah.
so applicable right now for
Mhm.
people to check themselves because we're going into the season where a lot of people have that mindset where I don't want to say they give up, but there's always that beginning of the year mindset where new goals are set, there's a fresh start. But honestly, that doesn't have to happen in the beginning of the year. You have had goals throughout this entire year. So that whole idea of a mid-year review, that can be right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, your year doesn't have to start in January either. As a matter of fact, for me, typically, for many years, and I probably wrote this in the article, that my year starts in February, which is why I wrote the article for August, because it's too much when you're coming out of the end of the year. You're coming, you're dealing with all kinds of stuff. You're dealing with not just coming off of a whole holiday season, which could be a range of emotions, right? Anywhere from, yay, it's exciting, I love this time of year, it's perfect, and I want it to last forever, or it's super depressing because it causes stress, or you have family issues, or whatever the case. And it could be anywhere in between that. And then there is the spending, or maybe vacations, or whatever is happening during that time. Kids are out of school, your schedules get turned off and turned upside down. And then on top of that, let's just add like real life into it. It's the end of a year, tax papers start rolling in January, all of this stuff. And so for me, I've always said my new year starts in February, and usually it's somewhere in the middle of February. And if you look at studies, are we breaking up? Are we okay?
You're good.
Okay. If you look at studies, people who set like New Year's resolutions, most of them by February 15th or so, about 80% of them or 88% of them have failed
Right.
already. They've given up. So, and it's because people don't know how to set those, they don't know how to set intentions, and it's too much to try to do at that moment. So, the beauty of a mid-year review, though, that's so cool, is that a lot can happen in 6 months. Or we're in September now. A lot has probably happened since January for people. And I know for me, we've had some changes. I lost a good friend here from Fireside. You go through things and it changes your perspective. It might change the trajectory of your life. Um, car accidents, who knows? So when you think about all of those things, kind of stopping, pausing, scheduling a time where you can say, hey, I'm going to take a minute and look back over those things. Maybe some of these goals that I set or these intentions that I set aren't even serving me anymore. It's not even what I want anymore. So it's a good time to kind of take a look.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that you mentioned was, even with the holidays, people could go through like a depressive time, or, they could be experiencing like, a happy time. But either way, like good stress is still stress. It's you stress. So, even if you had a really good 6 months, if you're going through like some positive transitions, like you're still experiencing stress to a degree. And I think
Right.
that that's one thing that, people don't really, you know, think about too, is that there could be some things happening in the background that they're really not understanding while they're happening as well. So that's another reason why it's good to check in more than that one time during the year where people have that beginning of the year, New Year's resolution, which I personally I know those statistics too, because in my field as well, like it's just one of those things where people get really frustrated when they set those goals in New Year's and they're still having the holiday get-togethers, the family get-togethers, and it's still so stressful to try to, keep up with the probably unrealistic goals that they have set for themselves at the moment.
Yeah. And, truth be told, even in your field and in the health coaching field, even in life coaching, when I'm dealing with people, helping them to set goals, I mean, the two areas that you get the biggest goals set in is fitness and finance. And when you're entering into the new year and you set a fitness goal, and by the time February comes around, you haven't figured out how to make that happen, it does get very frustrating. And it is difficult, but people don't know how to set goals. And so, I think that people need to start reframing how they look at setting goals, because I think if you, for a lot of people, they look at setting goals and they say, yeah, don't even talk to me about that word. For them, the word goal is a 4-letter word that they don't want to talk about. And really, they should start looking at it as intentions, right? Because that's what we mean when we say to set a goal and to let that goal, and to accomplish that goal. Because the truth be told is the goal is a stepping stone. The action steps you take to get to the goal, those are smaller stepping stones, but the goal is not the end. And most of us somewhere in our brains think that that's what it is, but really it's an intention, and it's a stop along the path to wherever it is you're going. And where you're going is a never-ending thing. It's a journey. And I know it's very cliche that people are like, oh, it's about the journey, right? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Well, yeah, but I want you to understand what that means, right? Because so many people say it that people don't know, but they don't get what that means. And what it's talking about is be present. Enjoy the things that are happening along the way, the things that are happening as you are trying to get to the place you want to be, right? Take the scenic route, so that you can enjoy it along the way, which I'd like to get
Right.
y'all to
I
the lake,
loved
but I don't
your
know
Hey, I would love to see it if you do.
if we get there.
I do I do like your take on the SMART goal, because we always hear about the SMART goals, and your take was very very fun, because it does. You have to have the accountability in there. So, you're specific, measurable, accountable, realistic, and time linked.
Right. And here's the reason why. Most of those say achievable when you look at the traditional SMART goal format. But the truth in that is, I felt like achievable and realistic are pretty much the same thing. Like, if it's not realistic, it's not achievable. If you made an achievable goal, then it's probably realistic. And so while the words aren't interchangeable, most likely if you do one, you're getting the other. Whereas if you stick in there, it is a key component. Imagine what it's like when you make a commitment to someone to go walk with them, or to go to their whatever, meet them somewhere for dinner. If you make those goals or you make that commitment to them, then you'll show up as much than we show up for ourselves. So that's the beauty of having the accountability partner, because you say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do this meal plan. I'm gonna do this meal plan, but I know it's very different for me, so I need somebody to help me stick to it. So your husband, maybe your partner in life, right? Y'all do it together. Well, then you have somebody holding you accountable. And, it becomes, even your kids, you can get involved in these things. And that helps to it helps you stick to what you intend to do. And that's what a goal is, an intention, right? So, yeah.
Right. And that kind of leads into your building a healthy support system,
Sorry, you have to text her.
because you have to have a support
Right. I'm sorry. We
system.
got phone calls coming in here.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. Right. This is par for the course. Yeah, so you do have to have a healthy support system, but I think also you don't always have to be inside of your personal, bubble. You can tap into groups or, whatever, that allow you to have that support system. So, maybe it's a group coaching, right? Because then there are like-minded people that are in there. They're working on this self-improvement or this personal growth. And because you have those people, your goal might not be the same, but you create this community that allows you to check in with one another. You
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
do it through group coaching. You can create an inner circle. It could be friends. As a matter of fact, accountability oftentimes is much better if it's not somebody who's super close to you in certain circumstances. A financial planner is a great accountability partner if you're trying to get your finance straight. They're going to be like, okay, are you doing this, this, and this? And they're going to expect to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like I have some people who have been close to me who have sabotaged some of my attempts, in my earlier days to make some healthier choices in my life, for sure. Knowing that I was making healthier choices, for sure, for
Right.
sure.
And the thing is, I feel like, if I have three sisters and a brother, so we have a big family. If I turn to my siblings and tell them I'm struggling with something or I'm having a hard time doing something a certain way, they will more often take it easy. It's okay. I mean, look what you're going through. Look at this, look at that. And they are going to more likely let me off the hook than if I go to the personal trainer at the gym who says, yeah, me too, or my partner over here, or this person is just got in an accident, and they're doing the work. It doesn't matter. You're going to put in the reps. So it's good. Kids are great for accountability, like your kids, because if you tell them you're going to try to hold to something and you don't do it, oh, the kids will call you out on it right
You'll
now,
hear.
right? Yes. So they actually turn out to be, and if you include them in it, they turn out to be pretty good. I'd say, no, we're not doing it this way. You said we're doing this first before we can do that. So, and you're like, okay, yes, I did say that, and I wish I would have never told you. So they
Right.
actually turn out to be pretty decent accountability partners. Um, and if you have someone else in that situation with you that's committed, like maybe your husband and wife, maybe so. right? But just find the person that's going to work, the group that's going to work, the place that's going to work, so that you have that ability to have, somebody in your corner kind of holding you to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did. Here's a great example of a way to hold yourself accountable for something. I did a 100-day challenge. Probably, I think it was in 2020, maybe. I can't remember now. I think it was in 2020. I think it was after my surgery. So this was like a 100-day workout challenge. I did 100 days of yoga, and I actually wound up doing over 200 days, but that was not the point. The point that held me accountable is I announced it on Instagram, and I posted my workout every single evening. In my stories, did it on, fast mode, whatever it's called, time lapse, right? So it's 30 seconds for my 45-minute workout. It took up 2 stories, and I posted it, and then I had a little talk afterwards sometimes where I'd sit on the mat and just, talk about how I felt about it. And I put it out into the public. I did it. And I had people who would be like, "We missed your video," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's because my record button, I hit it and it didn't record, so obviously I didn't hit it properly, so I didn't have a video to post today, but I promise you I did the workout." So but there's ways, you just got to be creative. There's no rules.
So did you keep your support system? Because it sounds like, you had some people intrigued with your workouts.
Yeah, it was the 2 and 3 year olds that were like watching it on fast mode and thought it was hilarious. My nephew. So my sister said, "Yeah, he's right. He's wondering where it is because he tries to do it at the speed you doing it when they watched it. He's a special one, that
Definitely.
child."
Well, I do have a question for you
So,
though. I think sometimes it's hard as an adult to find new sources of support. Like if you don't have an existing support system and, you're looking for people to, be, supportive, and you need that kind of connection. What would you suggest for somebody who's maybe an introvert who really does need some support?
mhm. Okay. Well, I can think of a few things off the top of my head. One of the things that I would think about is to show up for things that spark your interest or that you have a passion about. So I would say, okay, do you enjoy reading? Is books your thing? Maybe a book club is something you can join. We just started a book club, a virtual book club. It was on Novel Network. So there are a bunch of places you can tap into. So maybe that, or you can do them locally. You can go on Facebook or your Nextdoor app and find out, right? Um, or maybe it's something else, but I would say tap into a hobby. If you're a mom, tap into a mom group. Um, I'm affiliated with a digital platform that we work with, and we do inner circles with that. So if you are a member of the digital platform, which is a self-paced, basically life coach in your pocket, right? It's self-paced and it's independent, but if you feel like you would like to have some community with it, we have an inner circle and we do an inner circle with that. So there's those. I think you can find that in certain Facebook groups or clubhouse rooms, right? I mean, I have people that I met through Clubhouse specifically who are introverted and now are in my inner circle because they connected with me, it resonated with them, and so they wanted to, just kind of take it off of a bigger platform and make it a little bit more personal. So yeah, that
I'm
you
not
if you
sure
look
what
for it,
Clubhouse
it's out
is.
there.
What is
Are you
Clubhouse?
serious? Oh, okay. She's
Yeah,
serious.
yeah, I have no
So
idea. Yeah.
it's a social audio platform. So it's like
Okay.
it's kind of like Fireside is like Clubhouse on steroids, right?
Okay.
Fireside is like, the graduate of something like that.
Okay.
So it's only social audio, but it's just, you create these little clubs based on topics. People go in and talk, and you can sometimes interact in those clubs or get to know people, kind of like a audience and stage situation. But it's only audio.
Like an
So
like
yeah.
an audio
And,
Discord.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with Discord, but I know what it is, but I've never done it. But yeah, it's like this if you would just do it.
Okay. Okay. Well, those are all great
Yeah, kind of ideas.
ideas.
Defeats the purpose of
Tapping into the
Fireside, in
hobbies
my
is good.
opinion. But
Okay. Yeah. Well, Fireside's the bomb. We all know
yeah,
that. So cool.
yeah, I love
Well,
Fireside.
yeah, I know. Fireside's awesome. We love it. Um, it's so important to talk about this because stress is actually just continuing to climb statistically, because I love numbers in the US. And stress affects our health detrimentally, especially chronic stress. And another great piece that you wrote about was decluttering for your health. And it's not
Yeah.
just decluttering your space, although that is something I have been working on and will continue to work towards in the next year,
Mhm.
because I'm going to be an empty nester, and that's one of my goals, is to declutter by the time my
Oh
last
yeah.
bird has flew the nest. Um, but it's really all
Yes. Yes.
areas of your life.
hmm hmm And so with the decluttering, so first of all, when you look at your space around you, it's usually quite reflective of the internal, right? And that's what it looks like on the external. So if internally you are a jumble and things are chaotic and you're stressed out and all of that, then externally you probably have a lot of clutter, right? Your space is probably cluttered. And then in turn your space being cluttered becomes this stressor, and the cycle just kind of keeps wrapping, and then you don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? You don't know which way it went. But the really cool thing about the decluttering concept that I wrote about was, take a look at your friends. Maybe that needs to be weeded, right? Or look at accounts you follow on social media. Is there a lot of stuff happening on those accounts where people are just arguing in the comments, and you find yourself just sitting in there going, yeah, I can't believe so and so said, or why is this person even following them if they don't like what they say? And you just, even if you don't interact, you find yourself going down the rabbit hole. Okay, so now declutter your social media gives you time, right? Um, and then talk about your emotional space, your mental space, financially decluttering, so that you can feel less stress in these areas. So you can really look at all key areas of your life and go, I can probably find ways to declutter every single one of them. As a matter of fact, we stopped. I have a freebie, and I'm going to find the link. And can I do something with the cookie? Do I have
You
producer?
should. You should be
Okay.
able to.
Okay. So I'll go find that and I'll stick it in the cookie in just a second. But the thing is that you need to kind of zoom out and take a look at those areas before you can zoom in. But when you do, it makes space for something new. And it's not about emptying space so you can fill it. Sometimes it's making space for something new, in that you making space to just be, to just have space, to breathe, and to have time that says, I don't have to do anything right now. I can just take a breath, take a moment. I'm not rushing. I'm not doing anything. And I can just chill. And I can do it without feeling guilty. Because what do most of us do when we chill? We are chilling, thinking about,
Uh,
it's not okay to chill because I'm not being productive. It's not okay to chill because I got a mound of laundry. It's not okay to chill because my office is a cluttered mess. We have to start giving ourselves grace, even when we haven't done all the decluttering. We have to be able to give ourselves that space. But imagine tackling it pieces by pieces, baby steps until it's done, and it will get done. And the space you have the then when you chill and you don't have anything else to do, you actually can enjoy the moment. You can be present and you can enjoy it. So,
Sounds amazing.
right. Look, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, I got all of this together, right? I mean, we're all
It's
a
goal.
work in progress, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. This is
but I
definitely
have the
something I want
tools,
to work towards. Yes.
right?
Yeah, well, isn't that the truth though? You know, like
Right.
we definitely have the tools. Our job is to share them. And that's why I wanted you to share your tools because I mean, these are things that like, we need to hear. And I know I definitely want to hear more about that because that's definitely a flaw of mine is the guilt that when I do take moments to just be that I should be doing something else. And I don't know if that's because of the fact that I've been a parent for so many years now, and I'm getting to the point where I'm, again, letting them go. But I really want to get to that space to where I can just be.
Right. And I'm sorry if I went off camera for a second. I was finding that link, but I was listening. Um, and it is. And to be honest, one of my last shows on here, maybe not the last one, but the one before the last one, I actually chatted with a another coach, and she and I were talking about transitions. And, this is an interesting topic. So when we talk about stress, right, one of the reasons we keep coming back to this topic is because stress is linked to everything. Stress
Mm-hmm.
is the number one thing that is linked to all of the top killers in this country, all of
Mm-hmm.
them. It's and the diseases that aren't top killers, it's also linked to those too. So I
Yeah.
don't care if you have asthma or heart disease or gut issues or IBS or GERD or whatever. I don't care what it is. Stress is linked to it, period. I don't care where you
Yeah.
look in
Yep.
every study you find.
Mm-hmm.
And so it keeps coming up. But when you think about even transitions in life, like what you're getting ready to go through and become an empty nester, there is still a level of stress. You have you have your last child going out on their own. You also thinking about what is my life going to look like? What do I want to do in this next phase of life? It's a
Right.
transition.
It
And
is.
even if it's exciting, it's still a transition that has a level
Mm-hmm.
of uncertainty to it, which therefore has a level of stress. And so, you know, being able to kind of zoom out and look at these areas and then be able to zoom back in, it really comes down to awareness. And when you have the awareness, that is when you can intentionally, consciously do something. We don't always have awareness. We have been programmed since childhood to do things and handle things a certain way, and we just think that's the right way to do it. That's how you do things. But if you take that
We lost you there for a sec.
saying came from,
Oh. You started
we
at so
can't.
if you take.
So did I lose?
Well, your face is frozen, but I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. It's just we're rolling. Yeah. So, but anyway, so when you think about that, you start to understand that even in the small things, you need to kind of take stock, take notice, Because if you do, you can realize that's the only way that's the only place to start, so that you know that you have to know that there's a problem with the way something's being done, right? Or there's no change if that's not happening. Are we frozen?
No, you just skipped out a little bit there.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's good.
Sorry. We're about to park. We are about to stop. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a view. I'm just hoping my I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I have my Wi-Fi turned off because I knew that I'd be coming in and out of, you know. All right. Oh, okay. I think we're good right this second.
Fantastic.
Live shows. Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine.
Anyway, so I don't know. I just, let me know if you have another question in there for me.
I'm just thinking about, again, you were talking about taking stock, the whole different areas to declutter. And I think about all of the different companies right now that are definitely kind of, I don't know, compensating off of the decluttering. So I keep getting these advertisements for apps that will kind of eliminate all of your unused, financial things that you have, like your, subscriptions and whatnot that you don't use. And I'm like, well, that's a really good idea.
Oh, yeah. So, right. Subscribe to this app to unsubscribe
right.
to the other apps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it did inspire me.
It does actually work, though. It does find things that you don't. I'll tell you what got me out of a lot of things that I shouldn't have been in anymore, or that I didn't realize I was paying for. My debit card expired. And it was linked to everything under the sun, and they didn't send out the new debit card. Then they canceled my husband's debit card and sent him a new debit card instead of mine. So then none of us had anything. So yeah, a lot of things fell away at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to show you guys something.
I think it's email for me. I would pay for a subscription service to go through and unsubscribe from all of the emails that I have, I think. Seriously. There's too many.
Yeah, right. Pay $5 for one thing to get rid of all the others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you guys can hear me because this is hilarious, but let me see if I can turn this around. So there we go. So now I am at the lake.
Oh, it's pretty.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So
that
we're gonna have a beer.
Pontchartrain.
Yes, it is.
So the bridge across that is 24
I can't get all
miles,
the way
I believe.
through. I don't want to get a billion people. Yes, over water. If you can see it, it's kind of over there in the ground. I don't know. It's back there. Anyway. All right. That's that. I just wanted to show you guys. So, yeah.
Well, you know how I'm a fan of reality TV.
My child just went in to buy me a beer.
Cool.
So. Yes.
I've been watching Southern Charm New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. Let's see if they have internet here, because that would be awesome.
Well, in the meantime, I will tell everybody who's been hanging in here that
I don't.
Deanna has some amazing articles with us at foodguides.com. And you can go to the site and click on the experts page and then click on Deanna's profile to read all about the mid-year review and the decluttering tips, as well as building a healthy support system. And there's a really awesome article that's coming out in the next week that she has written about on the mind body connection, where she lists some of the best apps for kind of just calming yourself and some meditation apps as well, which is fantastic. Yes,
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm coming in. I can't
you are.
figure out the Wi-Fi, but okay. So yeah, I forgot which article is next because I write them and then I don't remember which one got published when. But yeah, that's a good one. And it's something I really love to talk about because I do think that medicine is catching up with the I think Eastern and Western medicine are starting to come together
Yeah.
in this. And there's an actual field now for mind body medicine. And I think that's really good, because it's going to allow a more holistic approach to get to the root, but how mindset and our emotions and being able to really monitor all of that is something that impacts our actual physical health and well-being. And so when you go at something from both ends, it's amazing.
Well, definitely. I mean, there is substantial research that has shown how effective meditation is for brain health,
Hmm.
you know. And, I actually have been reading a book called 10% Happier. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So
I
by
have,
Dan Harris.
and I'm actually listening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm actually listening to right now because you told me you were reading that. Well, I'm not listening to that, but I'm listening to also a book called The Happiness Advantage. So that's something you should check out too because it's the author actually went to Harvard and that's what he studied. His research is in happiness. It's really a neat, yeah, book. All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn around. Sorry,
Cool. Jen like 10% Happier. Yeah, I did. I really like it too. And,
that's my daughter.
hey, hey, hey.
She went
Another.
and got me a beer. She just got something, so we'll see. Is it local?
Right now, I'm just
What
parched
is it?
cup
Local
of
one?
water. Looks nice there.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it is. It's like we get to sit on the balcony, look at the lake, chat with our friends on Fireside, and drink a beer. I mean, what? What is this
Can't beat
life?
it. I miss it there. I'll
I
be back
know.
soon.
I know. It
I
misses you
know.
too. I'm really sad I didn't get to see you when you came last time.
I know. I
Actually,
tattooed
meet
NOLA
your
on my
daughter and your
body,
your
so
friend.
you know this.
Mm, yes, yes. I don't even have NOLA tattooed on my
I
body,
know. It's my
but
first
I think
one.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that your first tattoo?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't have any either, but I have a bunch that I've drawn, but I am not. Haven't been brave enough. So good, good, good for you.
I honestly never thought I would ever have one, but it was the oldest 21st birthday. And I told her not to get the second hurricane at Pat O'Brien's, which of course we did.
But she didn't listen.
And so then we
It's
all got the
fine.
we all got the same tattoo. It was like something out of one of those like coming to
I
age
think it's
movies. But I love it,
right.
so I don't regret
Divine
it.
secret. What was it? what was it called? The Divine Secret of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Yeah, yeah,
Go read that
yeah,
book.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was fun.
it's good. It's
It was
fine.
definitely fun. And I'm
So,
grateful for it. Speaking of
yeah.
gratitude, um, I'm a very optimistic and positive person and have been my entire life. But I will say that I
Hmm.
struggle with my gratitude. Um, and I feel like you could give me some tips on how to be better with my gratitude.
Yeah, so the best way to think about gratitude is to think about not to take your mind off of what you want and be thankful for what you already have. So the idea is really just look around at what you have, and when you're having a bad day or something is not going the way you want to actually pause for a second. And the Kabbalah practice is what a pleasure, right? I say it with an accent because that's how I learned it. So it's funny. But I literally pause and go, what a pleasure when something is going crazy. Like, a week ago, I got up in the morning to go to the doctor. All the lights in my car were on, every light on the dashboard, all of them. So I was like, what? Everything's malfunctioning? And it happened once before. And I thought, oh, maybe it's because I haven't started rolling yet, right? Well, and it's true. I left and I pulled out the driveway and everything went off, but my tire light. And I walked around the car. I stopped. I got out. I walked around the car, but everything looked fine. So I was like, well, maybe it needs, there's sensors, so maybe it needs to get movement. And as I drive, the light goes off. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the doctor. I stopped at a neighbor's on the way home, and she comes out. I was dropping off some stuff that I was giving her, and she comes out and says, oh, you got a flat tire. So the light never came on, but my tire was flat. And I was like, that is so weird. So, all right, whatever. I went home. I had to change my own flat tire. That was fun. That was a sign that I probably should have just stayed home, but I had to go into the office that day. So changed the tire, went to work. On the way to work, my husband had filled up my car for me. On the way to work, my gas gauge didn't move. Like my miles to empty stayed the same. And I was like, well, good for me. Like I'm not using any gas. What's happening right now? So I go to work the whole day, and it's my long day. Wednesday is my long day. So I don't leave work till after 7, and I get in the car, and all my lights are on again. And this time I drive a little bit and they don't go off. I call my husband. He does electrical work. That's kind of what his thing is. He's an electrical technician. And so I don't, it doesn't, they don't go off. I pull off at the next place and, turn the car off and on, think it's electrical, doesn't go off. Anyway, next day, I drive home going 50 because my car is like, it doesn't have any energy. So I get home, and the next day I start calling. I got the warranty company, all of this stuff. And I finally get on with one of the dealerships who says, oh, it's an ABS sensor. And I'm like, and the other guy's like, she's diagnosing it over the phone. And I'm like, she said, just bring it in at 7:30 in the morning. So I brought it in, and I was like, how you just think the worst? You want to just think the worst, right? So the whole time all of this is happening, I'm just telling myself, what a pleasure. Like there's going to be something that good that comes out of this, right? Something good. I'm going to learn something, if nothing else. And my gratitude was, hey, I have a car that even half broken got me home, right? So, and that is better than pretty much 90% of the population, really. So, okay, great. I go to the dealership. She goes, oh, we don't work with your warranty company, because I bought the extended warranty only because I didn't want to worry about stuff over and above the powertrain, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't think the engine's going to fall out of the car, but this electrical thing is going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
So I go, she goes in the back while I'm trying to talk with the warranty company and figure it out. She goes in the back, and I thought she was checking on my tire warranty because obviously my tire is bad too. So she goes in the back, she comes out, she says, "Don't worry about it. I talked to the manager. It'll be covered on a manufacturer warranty." Now, I know they did me a solid because I'm the second owner of the car, right? But they did me a solid. And because I didn't go
That's
in there
good.
with this, oh God, everything's going to go wrong, I went in there with, I am grateful and they're going to do their job to the best of their ability. And these people rocked it. I went in there, they fixed everything, and I left and I paid nothing, not even the deductible on my warranty. So when you are in gratitude, you raise your frequency and you raise your vibration. And what you put off is what comes back to you. People are want to help you. People want to be around you. People, it changes the way everybody approaches something. And so it worked out. It was totally a pleasure because I met the girl at this dealership, and she lost her mom to cancer. She lost a couple of people to cancer. We got to talking, and she told me all her personal life story. She needed somebody to talk to, and so there I was in that place at the right time. So I just, it just, so that's what gratitude is about. So if you can in the morning, wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm so glad I woke up. I'm thankful for my bed. I'm thankful for this coffee. I'm thankful, whatever." And then before you go to bed, list 3 things you're grateful for. And in that, look for one thing that went wrong, but you can find the gratitude in it, right? Because we have to be, it's easy to be grateful for the good things, but can you be grateful in the situations that aren't good? Because when you can, what's happening is your reticular activation in your brain is going to start recognizing that that's what you're looking for, and then you're going to start seeing more things to be grateful for, and it becomes this cycle. And then challenge yourself to do it for 2 weeks or a month. Every day, 3 things that you're grateful for. You will start seeing it all day because you're going to start looking for it. And the more you look for it, the more it's going to show up. It's like counting blue cars. And then the more it shows up, the more you're going to find. And then all of a sudden, everything feels better because now you're seeing it all. So,
Yeah, just
all right,
just
that's my
like
take. You can tell
retraining your
I'm a little
brain.
passionate about it. Yes.
Yeah, no,
And I could
and
talk
that's
about it for a long time.
it's great because I mean they really, it's a huge thing to be able to retrain your brain to think positively. And I know that a huge component of that is gratitude.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. And we're not talking toxic positivity. We're not talking, oh, act like that thing that happened over there didn't happen. No. It's about taking that thing and deciding it's not going to control the rest of the moments of your day. You can have bad moments. You just don't need to have bad days and bad weeks and bad months and bad years. That's all.
Right.
It's a mind shift.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I do have one last question for you. Um,
Okay.
so this is kind of interesting. I have seen two different things. I've seen you're not supposed to write down your dreams on paper, and then I've seen that you are supposed to write down your dreams on paper. So, in your professional opinion, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you write your dreams down? Why not? What's the reasoning behind that? I can't even think of a reason. Write your dreams
Right,
down. Take a picture of them. Fill them out in color. Smell them, feel them, taste them, and touch them, because that is how they get embedded and that is how they happen. Absolutely. Do whatever you want. Speak them into existence. Dream and dream big. But understand that there is a difference between a dream and a goal. And behind both of those, you need to know what your impetus is, right? Everybody wants to talk about what's my why? What's my why? Dig deep and find out if that's your dream, know why you want that dream, and then color that in too. I talk about my fitness, and the reason I want to do anything in my fitness has everything to do with my overall hub in life, which is legacy. right? So I have 5 grandkids. I want to take them to Disney. I want to keep up with them. I want to be able to do all the things for as long as I possibly can so that they know that I'm here and whatever they need, whatever. We have our fun, we have our vacations, we have our, I want to create experiences and memories. And I can't do that if I'm not, taking care of myself. So
Yeah.
that's, so that gives me, when I don't feel like doing it, I think, well, how's that going to impact my vacation with my kids? And then you move, right? I mean, there's going to be so many times we are not motivated. The way you get motivated is your why has to be so big it overcomes your obstacles.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you. That's exactly what I
You're
think we
welcome.
all needed to hear. You have
Good.
now
Dream
crushed any
people.
controversy with that particular question.
Look, I drive around in a Volkswagen Bug full of stickers with people's dreams on them. That's what I drive. I go out into the public and say, hey, we've forgotten how to dream. Here's a sticker. What area of your life is the biggest place that you know if you change this, it affects everything else? Is it your finances? Is it your faith? Is it that you don't have enough fun because you're working too much? Or do you hate your job? Is it a field issue, a career issue? Write it down, what you dream, what you want, stick it on this car, and that's your commitment to make that happen. Period.
My first sticker came true.
Pixie's magical.
Oh,
Her first sticker came true. See, you put the dream sticker on the vehicle,
And it
and
comes
then
true.
it comes true. And why? Because you've activated the reticular activating system in your brain starts going to work for you, and it comes true. So that's it.
I
I
love
don't know what
this.
else to
I
say.
think we're gonna have to like
That's it.
have
Dream.
some sort of like dream sticker sending situation, you know,
Yes,
because I
I
mean,
have
it
a. Okay,
obviously
so I
works.
have. Yes, yes, and I have a number, a text number that we can get people to text their dreams to me. I'll write them out, and we'll have a dream sticking party, and I'll put them on the car. I'll video. We can do it live on here, whatever. Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's
Let's do
collect
it.
some
That
dreams.
sounds
She needs some new
awesome.
dreams.
I
Yeah,
love it. That's wonderful. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for
good.
riding around and talking to me and everybody. Thanks to everybody
You're
in the
welcome.
audience for hanging out today. Do you have any questions for Deanna before we sign off this evening, this beautiful evening?
Let
And
me
if
see
not,
who's even in
that's
the
totally
audience
fine
because I've
too.
had the.
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much. I wish I was there having a
Okay.
tasty bevy with you.
I know, me too. So I said, New Orleans misses you too, girlfriend. Come back.
No, it's just looks like relaxation heaven right now, which is definitely another area that is important for everybody. R&R. Love
Yes,
it.
absolutely. Refill,
And
refuel, recharge. Yes.
yes,
I
yes.
got a retreat. A retreat. We got a retreat coming up in January. I'll have to tell you about that too.
Ooh, fun.
It's gonna yeah, it's a women's retreat. Ladies only. It's gonna be good.
Ayo. Definitely. Well, everybody, please check out Deanna's work at foodguides.com. Again, click the experts link and go straight to Deanna and see all her wonderful writing. And she's releasing another great article this next week on the mind body connection, which I highly suggest you check out. And again, thanks so much. Thanks so much for chatting.
Thanks for having me. It was so much fun.
Absolutely. And
I
we'll see
appreciate it.
everybody again. Oh, yes. Bye.